Hello, I'm cute and mooey, and this is what I look like today. Why do I look like this today? Because today I'm talking about 10 things I love about Fields of Mistria. It was released in early access this past Tuesday after spending 5 years in development. Those years were put to good use because let me tell ya, I've been playing the heck out of this game. So, let's get into 10 things I love about it. Number 1, expressiveness. Games like this usually have a variety of character portraits to show off the expressiveness of characters, but Fields of Mistria adds a little extra with the particle effects that surround the portraits sometimes. There are flowers, sparkles, and more. There are also small speech bubbles that appear over characters outside of conversation that reflect their mood, or even clue you in on what they're talking about with others. These small details make the characters feel more alive. This is slightly off topic, but it fits the theme of expressiveness. I love the peace sign animation your character does whenever you catch a new critter. It's adorable, and it's so fluid, it makes catching bugs feel so satisfying. Sometimes catching bugs in farming sims can be frustrating, but it's always a treat in Fields of Mistria. Number 2, the UI. The UI in this game suits the art style perfectly. It's pink and pastel most of the time, but a nice detail is that it turns purple at night, so it's always in harmony with the overworld. I also like how the UI for quest is collapsible. Maybe you don't want to read all the quest details. Maybe you do. You're not forced to if you don't. After reading the context, you can collapse that window so it doesn't take you as long to scroll down to the accept button. Another cool UI feature is that you can see what is donatable to the museum, and if you've already donated it or not, just by hovering over the item in your inventory. Fields of Mistria isn't the first game to implement this kind of feature, but I'm so glad they've included it, because it saves you a lot of time and peace of mind. Number 3, sound design. One of my favorite parts of the sound design is that you can hear thunderstorms and rain while inside buildings and in the mines. The sound of the muffled storm provides the coziest feeling, and you get a taste of it right at the beginning of the game in the introductory cutscene. Along with that, pathing has different sounds to it, matching the texture of them. Gravel paths sound like this, while grass paths sound like this. All of these small auditory details really help your sense of immersion. Number 4, combat. Combat in farming sims is usually just about spamming the attack button and not much else. You approach every enemy in the same kind of way and don't think much else about it. In Fields of Mistria, every enemy has a unique attack pattern and none of them allow you to just spam the attack button without you taking unnecessary damage. Unless you're overpowered for the area. Also, you can jump in this game, and there's a special jump attack you can learn that does AoE damage. I love the variety this adds to the combat. Coming across a new enemy type and not knowing how it's going to attack you is fun. It doesn't take too long to figure it out, and it feels rewarding to master, because you can completely avoid taking damage. It's like a little puzzle you have to figure out. Number 5, skills. There are so many skills to grind, and you know I'm a number go up enjoyer. There are multiple crafting skills with lots of things to make, so there's always something to work on. There's blacksmithing, cooking, woodcrafting. You can make weapons, armor, meals, and all kinds of furniture and decorations. Then there are skills like fishing, farming, ranching, and archaeology. I enjoy doing all of them, but you could only focus on the ones you like in depth. For example, if you don't like blacksmithing, you can just buy equipment from the blacksmith. However, the equipment you create yourself has better potential than the stuff you buy. And that's because of number 6 on this list, perks. Each skill has various perks that can be unlocked. You'll be able to access more by reaching certain level thresholds in each skill. Some of these are really cool. To continue the blacksmithing example, you can unlock perks that give you a chance to infuse special effects into the equipment you create. This could be by giving your weapon extra attack damage, or putting lifesteal on your armor. If combat isn't your thing, maybe you like the perk that puts an effect on your tools where stamina orbs spawn occasionally when you use them. Earning the points for these perks is easy and fun. The little orbs you purchase the perks with drop from nearly everything you do in the game. Chopping trees, watering crops, breaking rocks, fishing, and more. You're rewarded for playing the game naturally. There's no need to go out of your way to earn them. And in turn, the perks make those activities even more fun. Number 7, crafting. I talked a bit about crafting in the past 2 sections, but there's one thing about it that deserves its own frickin' section. I've never seen any other farming sim do it, and now that I have seen the light, it's going to be hard to go back to crafting in those other games. Crafting only takes the necessary materials for whatever you're making and time. That might not sound special, but listen, you don't need coal to create ingots. There's no coal. And when you go to craft a new tool, you don't need to spend any money on it, just the materials. No money, no coal, it's revolutionary. Also, there are perks to unlock that decrease the amount of ore and time needed to craft items. Number 8, earning money. There are other ways to earn money than shipping crops and animal goods. Many monetary awards await you for increasing the town rank. What increases the town rank? Everything you do. Every day, you will find a new side quest on the town's quest board. These range in pay, but sometimes you can make thousands of coins for doing a single one. There are also main story quests to complete, ranging in length and difficulty. You also raise the town rank by donating items to the museum. This enables you to donate items and use materials for quests and still end up making money, on top of whatever the regular rewards are. You don't have to worry about the usual trade-off. I love stockpiling items in these kinds of games, and that usually means I'm poor for much of the early game. However, my hoarding has been useful in Fields of Mistria, because the townspeople request all sorts of things on the quest board, though you may want to ship out at least one of each crop and forageable, because you'll unlock a lot of recipes that way. Number 9, everyone's hot. Okay, so everything I've mentioned so far has to do with game design and mechanics, but who cares about any of that? I know why you're really here. And yes, everyone in this game is so dang attractive, and they all have personality. Seriously, how am I supposed to decide which NPC I want to let ruin my life? There's this big buff guy who came running up to me on horseback my first day to give me some potato seeds. And he has this weird chicken that thinks it's a human being, and he said that he talks to him. There's this princely character who's a huge archaeology nerd who DMs the town's Dungeons & Dragons game on Friday nights, and he shares the same birthday as me. Is that fate or what? There's also this hot witch baddie who did weird experiments on me and has the best laugh I've ever heard. She requested a poisonous mushroom from me one time, and it was shady as heck, but she's so hot, I don't care. Then there's this cute blacksmith who has such a bad attitude, and I want to make him cry. But you find out he's a happy drunk who lets out his real feelings once his barrier is down. And there's this dragon statue, and look, I know I shouldn't want to date this great dragon overlord, especially when he's a statue right now, and when there are so many regular human beings around. But do you really think that's gonna stop me? Not a chance. I'm really so lost. There's going to be marriage and children in this game eventually. I'm gonna have to do like 10 different playthroughs just so I can be married to everyone. I'm used to there being one person I'm into in farming sims, if I'm lucky, but I am spoiled for choice in this game. And finally, number 10, community. Every Friday night, there's a big get-together over at the inn. There are 4 main groups of people that you can walk around and talk to, at least from what I've seen so far. One group is playing a game of D&D, another's playing cards, one is just getting drunk and full of drama, and the 4th is made up of some plotting children trying to rope you into their schemes. Every time I go back, each group's shenanigans continue, even if I accidentally miss a week, which happens a lot because I get lost in the sauce in the mines. I'm glad I don't miss out and that I get to experience the continuity of each narrative. Overhearing the townspeople interacting with one another makes the town feel like a community, and the interactions are hilarious. This is also aided by people frequently working together with you on quests. You're still gonna be the one collecting materials, but in the narrative and cutscenes, you're never working alone, and everything benefits the town as a whole. It's satisfying seeing it restored, and people acknowledge the work that you put into it as well. It all makes the town feel that much more alive. Those are 10 things I love about Fields of Mistria, but there's so much more I could say. It was a struggle to put this game down to focus on making this video. I have nearly 15 hours of playtime in it already. It gives me the feeling that Stardew Valley gave me the first time I played it. It's so affordable at around $14, and the developers have said there's currently up to 40 hours of content available. I believe it, because even though I'm 15 hours in, I'm still only at the end of summer, meaning it takes about 8 hours to get through each season. That sounds like a long time, but that time flies by. This game is well worth the asking price, and it deserves all the success it's receiving. I highly recommend it. I will be writing a full review for this game sooner than I thought since I'm devouring it. However, In my next video, I'll be talking about the demo for Visions of Mana. If that interests you, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on it. If you liked the video, press the like. Also, let me know some of your favorite things from Fields of Mistria, if you're playing it, and if not, why. With all that out of the way, I hope you're living today in a way you won't regret, and I'll see you in the next one. Pook out.